wasn't very cleaned out, and I maybe got a little bit ornery about that.
And then they thought they were stolen. So I wasn't supposed to have to buy vents. We're labor only.
There goes the profit on Bluefin.
Yes. It has definitely helped how great the weather has been this winter. I mean, not like, I definitely can't complain about the weather because it's been mild, but it's still something to deal with. Even wind, wind can be an irritation when you're working on a tall building going up 4 or 5 stories. It doesn't necessarily have to be, below zero and 36 inches of snow to have a bad weather day. Sometimes just wind when you're in a man basket and you're 3 or 4 stories up, just wind is enough to, shut an operation down. So, on one hand, I'm super grateful for, all the good days that we've had this fall, but, still at the same time, I'm chewing my nails off a little bit about, when you've got rented equipment sitting around on a wind day or something like that. It's just, there's plenty to think about, plenty to worry about. The guys at Eagle Ridge have really done a great job designing a building that, isn't just a big blah building, but it's a big building that's got architectural quality to it, and it's interesting to look at. It's got like different, a number of different facades and a number of different styles and looks to it, and it all goes together, but it's not all one thing. I really like that. I think the building looks terrific, and when you're building something, in a downtown area, it shouldn't be just plain Jane. It should be cool looking, right?
Northwest Tire is going to come service it. Let's see how this works. Is this sufficient? What Nina needs? Screws down, or is this
boy,
too
that
high?
looks like, I don't think it's, this one seems kind of long.
I can shorten that.
Maybe like half?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's try that.
That'd be cool.
When we first acquired the Superior Steel equipment and that business and all that custom bending stuff, I wasn't around very much, so Anton really kind of had to take the ball and run with it, with that stuff. But it's a good thing because he's really great at that stuff. He's really got it down. When we need something custom bent, Anton can figure it out and handle it. Gonna make that little piece.
Most of them are going to be 4-inch.
Fancy. Pretty tiny.
Go 0.5. We'll go 1.5.
I'm making a sidewall flashing kit for Touchmark, where the shingles meet up with the wall, the siding on the wall, making a little 4-inch by 4-inch flashing to keep all that safe. It didn't take me too long to make it all. It's nice that John was there watching me do it all.
Yeah, I mean, you made, they're both longer now?
No, I made the middle shorter by increase this one. I guess I didn't have to do that. I've got all these drops from the belly band. They're all 4-inch already. So I'd rather not have to chop them
again.
all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll just give him a bigger nailing hem.
Yeah, that's fine. 'Cause that does not matter. And the top part of it can just be like 1 inch or something?
That's what I plan.
Okay.
See if this turns out upside down.
Did I tell you?
There we go.
Also, it doesn't matter which side is color. It's just junk.
It's true. Is that enough for him
great.
to hook his hem on?
Working at Superior is pretty fun. I make most of the metal there throughout the year. Usually by myself. It's a good opportunity to listen to like podcasts or things like that, but it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's pretty fun working there. Gets long some days. You're on your feet all day long, running the pedals on the Schechtel machines and stuff like that. But I do enjoy it. It's pretty fun.
Did Maynard want a bunch of these soon?
He hasn't been bugging me about it, but looking at what he was doing yesterday, I just assumed he would need these today. Should I call him? I mean, if we're ready to go, otherwise, those guys could probably use the metal. Should I drive that van around?
Those guys are ready. Everything else I was gonna do in here was gonna be for Maynard.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna make them just 10, like 100 lineal feet. Or I could, we could make a sample and see if it'll work before I make it all.
I could just bring it up there and see what he thinks, huh? Do you want to make the cap piece for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should work pretty good.
Go down the roof.
This was a lot of work.
So we have this van, and I thought with the quantity of metal I had made for Touchmark, it would have been nice if the back of the van was totally empty. Because when you stack all this metal, you don't want any of the metal touching, 'cause metal and metal is going to wreck the paint and stuff like that. So I was there working, making the metal. I asked if someone could bring the van over and have the back cleaned out. So
I wonder what part of clean out the back of the truck they misunderstood. Did you even have Derek attempt this?
He took a lot of stuff out of there.
Why not all of it?
I feel bad now. Maybe I was in a bad mood that day or something, but the back of the van wasn't very cleaned out, and I maybe got a little bit ornery about that.
What I told him was get the roofing stuff out and transfer it to the pup. And this stuff is side-in stuff. It's all right.
This is a lot of stuff. I want it all sitting flat.
Well,
But that's fine. I helped get it cleaned out, and then after we got all that metal in, it got delivered without any incidents.
To get it in or something like that,
Okay, yeah, I'll shoot you.
I think there's 2 times too many. Let's not tell him. Let's not tell him. Yeah, I think I should have told him. I sent him the information twice. The second time was just to clarify. He made it all. Oh well. Of course, I text Anton how many pieces of this flashing that we need, and what the design of it is supposed to be. But I got to be careful if I'm going to text him again later or reiterate or clarify or something like that, that he doesn't think I'm just placing a second order. Because now I'm afraid maybe he made the whole order twice, and I've got twice as much flashing as I thought I was ordering. The material all looks amazing. He did a great job making it. I don't want to tell him right now that there might be way too much of it.
Well, if you leave this.
In the end, it turned out there was a few extra pieces, but not drastic, not like double. It was fine. You always expect to have 3 or 4 extra pieces when you're custom making something, because you'd rather have a few extra pieces than be a few pieces short and have the crew waiting on you to go make some more. That would be awkward.
I mean, we could put like a piece of paper and then type it. So,
And do what?
I mean, we could put like remove this one, this in corner,
Yeah.
and then put like paper around, then put like Tiber tape, and it won't be a problem.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. And undersill. I think that might get here too by Friday. But if not, it might be next week though.
What about the finish trim?
That's what I mean, the undersill. I call it undersill, yeah. The whole COVID-19 thing has definitely made it awkward ordering like custom materials or special order materials because you don't want to order too much of it because the special order stuff is not returnable, so that's expensive. But if you're a little short of it, the lead times are really long, and so I feel bad about that whenever we short the crew some material because then, you know, if they're having downtime, they're not making money, and that doesn't make anybody happy. So we work really hard to make sure we've got, you know, something else lined up or another place the crew can go if we have to wait for some material to come in. So it's nice having, you know, a good catalog of work to do so that everybody can keep making money. But I'll get Greg to make a list of the repairs that need to be done. There's little like repairs that we're going to use the good pieces for on all of the cottages.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if we have chance, I mean, we finish the metal, and if we have chance, we can do it.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. So if you run out of material and you can't do any more work, then you could start working on some repairs and things like that. That'd be
So
okay.
are we gonna remove those metals?
Let's do that last.
Okay.
You know, and then we'll see if we need to make more metal or not. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be 6 of them in this area. Yep.
So I gotta figure out, you know, how from a bird's eye view, how am I gonna know?
Locate
How am I
where
gonna
it's
know
at.
where the apartment units are?
Right. Right.
Maybe I'm incapable of that.
Well, what I'm thinking is, if we look at,
Roofing is definitely not rocket surgery by any means. Nobody would say it is, but you don't have to like look away for very long and something can go wrong. And so the situation today is, you know, and it wouldn't be a big deal on a smaller roof either, but the situation today is this big roof on this big Eagle Ridge project downtown, you know, called for, you know, the original plan called for a certain set of vents, and, you know, they wound up with a different style, and then, well, if you use a different style, well, then you need more of them. And, you know, if you get in a hurry and start pulling triggers before you nail down the exact, you know, what exactly is the right call, sometimes things get done a little bit wrong. But these guys at Eagle Ridge are really smart and kind of spotted a problem.
well, what I'm thinking is, if we look at, where the roof turns, we may be able to measure this. We know these units have a, call it a 27-foot width on them. So if you just do them roughly every, because we're 27. Yeah. There you go. Each deck needs vents. There you go. That's an easy way to do it. Yeah, decks, that would be a great way to do it. Four of them.
Four vents.
Four vents.
Down lower.
With the exception of that corner, needs 6.
Those turret corners.
Have a deck, and he needs 2.
Well, we could get our drone out and take a couple aerial shots, print it, and then mark it on there.
I'll mark up on there exactly where they go.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Then there's no question.
Okay. It would take me 45 minutes to come back probably. You'll be around or? The roof plan you know, had locations for these vents, but not specific detail. And so my crew looks at the plans and, you know, goes about cutting in the vents. Well, all the vents turned out to be in the hallway space in the attic. And obviously some of them need to be in the attic space that's not just in the hallway, but above the actual apartment units. So now we got to decide, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to close up those holes and, you know, recut new holes and patch things back together? Or do we just leave it all there and add more ventilation in the areas that it's a little bit short right now? So. I spent all day yesterday running back and forth to the supplier, getting more and more and more roof vents, because we kept doing the math on how much ventilation we needed on this roof. And here, come look at this. I remember we talked about ventilation. Remember when we were up there a few weeks ago? Look at where all the ventilation is. Can you see up there? Look where all the they put all these vents in the hallway. If they had just put it 3 feet further down the roof, they would have been in the apartment units where they belong. Okay. We are going to leave these vents because it's okay.
Vamos a dejar estos conductos de ventilación porque está bien.
But we are going to add 4 more vents for every apartment.
Pero
$50,
vamos
huh?
So how many we talking about?
A lot. It's gonna be expensive. But you know, I mean, this is our fault, right? Because
Well, if the original print had them staggered,
no. Look at the drawing is just a bird's eye view showing that they go on either side of the peak. You know, I would estimate that the bird's eye view did show them further down the roof than this, but nobody, you know, like I gave them a 8x10 printout. I didn't give them actually, they're just looking at a picture that was on, that I texted to Abel, you know, so like, you know, you live and learn, I guess. No.
okay, so
And this is only 16. These were supposed to be turbines. These were going to be 16 turbines, so this is what they started with. But those are way further down the roof than this.
yeah, but they said this needed to be vented as well. So the fact that the blueprint did not show them staggered, we were never going to get this right. Because if we had put them further down the roof, they would have come back and said, hey, we need them here too. Because those guys just said that
That's right. Yeah, that's supposed to be.
this attic space also needs to be vented.
Kinda smells like a dead animal. Maybe it is a dead animal. Gonna stay warm though. Oh, it's bogging up my glasses. Let's do this.
Antoine's got this beard face mask situation, and he's had it since we were like kids. I mean, I swear that thing is probably a living, breathing disease by now. It needs to go away.
I love my beard mask. That thing is huge, keeps my neck warm, makes me look cool. I don't know what's not to like about that thing. Gonna hang some downspouts here at Touchmark. You know, we were working here and it was 95 degrees out. That was nice. Yeah, super foggy. I don't think I'm gonna be able to rock the beard, because I'd rather have my shades.
I did yesterday, like back and forth to SRS all day, getting more and more vents.
Who decided to go away from wind turbines?
I don't know. It wasn't us. It wasn't Greg. I mean, it was what they had delivered. I mean, this diagram was for wind turbines, but instead of 16 wind turbines, you know, they ordered 60 something
Metal turtle vents.
So it's easy to pull triggers and things like that when you're on the job site. You just have to get the work done. You know, the vent holes got to get cut, vents got to be installed. Sometimes it's hard to figure out the invoicing or like what you can charge money for, because you know, you bid a project, but if the plans were sort of uncertain when you bid it, you know, some things should just be Greg's job to figure out. And then they thought they were stolen, so I wasn't supposed to have to buy vents. We're labor only. I wasn't.
So you're building the vents anyways?
I was going to build this set of vents, but
Half these are correct. The space needs to be vented.
I don't know how to build this.
Or I'm just gonna have the drop.
I'll text Bob and say, hey, we're going to go move a forklift, and then we'll be back to make sure the guys understand. I bought. Shane thought they probably had about 100 vents at the supplier yesterday, and I bought 68 of them. And I might need 68 more, potentially. No, shouldn't need that many. I don't think I will know how many we need until we see the plans. And even then, I might have to take a picture of the plans and send them to Abel. And have Abel, you know, Abel's in Peru. So Abel will have the plans, then he'll send them to his guys, and they'll take an account of what they've already done and let me know how many more they need.
Already done?
Well, they've probably cut 68 holes. But the number of vents that we did cut into the hallway, we do need that many vents in the units.
So we were 68 was going to be short.
68 was going to be short by a low number, maybe 12 short. But they cut a vent. They need to cut another one 3 feet further down.
There goes the profit from roofing.
Yes.
It was kind of too bad because I don't think we did anything wrong, because you know it didn't say anything like crazy specific on the blueprint, but you just sometimes just got to roll with it. And so you know, we found the mistake, and then we went, I think, probably all over town and found all the turtle vents we could find, because 60 is a lot, and then got it corrected. So in the past now, got it handled. It's all good.
We make a case that we should bill for it. But it's probably going to take these guys 2 days. And it's, you know, I can't fit that many vents in my pickup bed. What do I do right now?
Look at this. Not anybody can do this. Hope I don't tip over. Now the hard part for me is the waiting. Waiting for them to do all the work till I get to run the joystick again. Hurry it up! Let's get a move on! I need you to sit on the back so we don't tip over. So that's going to slow us down a bit today, having to refeed all that heat tape through the downspouts. Yep. All right. You want to bring the van, or you want to drive the van over there?
If we need anything, it's there.
Yeah, might as well. When you're the lift driver on the crew, you end up having a little bit of spare time because all the work's getting done up in the basket, and you definitely need a good driver to drive that massive thing around the parking lot, around cars. So I'm happy to take the responsibility of driving it, but you know, every now and then you got to kill some time. So you got to do some push-ups or got to do some chin-ups. I mean, that actually helped me stay super warm. Once we got into the shaded side, wind was shooting down that alley and it was really cold. But, you know, a few push-ups and you're totally fine then. Hanging the downspouts was pretty tricky because Touchmark has this heat tape system. A cord, a powered cord, comes out of the soffits, goes up into the gutter, and then down the gutter outlet and throughout the whole downspout. So as you take the old downspout off and put the new one on, you gotta feed that pretty stiff, thick cord through the whole downspout as you build the downspout. So I mean, that ended up taking us quite a bit more time to have to do that. It's a pretty good system though, because it's gonna keep those downspouts from turning into frozen solid bricks this winter. So. But Stuart and Jaden did an excellent job and we got the whole project wrapped.
Money, 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 money.
We've ended up doing quite a few material runs for this roof project. It was supposed to be labor only, which means all the material is supposed to be on site and all we do is show up and put the shingles on, but it turned out there was quite a few things missing here and there, so I ended up running all over town quite a bit to get all the right components we need to get the roof done. So that took a little bit extra time, but once again, we just handled it.
When we first staged this project, one big problem was where can all this material even get set down? And so we plugged up all the sidewalks and just kind of piled material all around this building. And that was fine, you know, in September, October, whatever. But now we're looking at Christmas week and, you know, what if a blizzard comes? That would be inconvenient. You know, now we got to find a place to put all this material or see if we can find a way to get it all inside. And yeah, that's not going to be easy, but we got to get her done.
Came and told me that they want everything off the flat roof, all the material and everything, and put down in the garage. And he said they want all the material off the sidewalks and down in the garage. Because he thinks there's going to be a whole bunch of snow over Christmas and New Year's break. And he says they need to go plow this and plow the sidewalks.
Oh, man.
And so I've been trying to wrap my head around that. And these siders are dipping out. There's one guy here and they're all taking the rest of the month off.
Well, they better not. I've got 3 boom lifts here.
No, they're doing a 2-week vacation.
He's the only one here?
He's the only one here, and then they're taking 2 weeks off.
That's what he said?
That's what Greg said.
Hey, Anton is saying that the siders are gone. Like there's one guy here, but otherwise they're like going on vacation.
Yeah.
Why did Andre ask me to bring this 80-foot boom here then?
Good question.
That is a huge error.
I think we should charge him for it.
Oh man, I'm gonna text him right now.
Siding moved to the inside too.
Yeah, Antoine's here working on that. Oh man. Are we gonna make all the pallets our business?
For roofing and it was labor only. I've thrown quite a few in the trailer, but they take up a lot of space.
Yeah, they do.
No, I'm gonna put all the pallets out on the curb.
Yeah. Okay.
First Street Lofts, things got a little bit messy. I mean, we had a pretty big crew there for a while, and we're just getting siding put on the building like crazy, and like our pallets of siding and our material was getting a little bit more and more disorganized. I think we had a couple days where it was like 50-mile-per-hour wind, so we had some stuff blow out into the parking lot. So it just came time to get it all cleaned up. So we got our little Bobcat over there and just started getting everything organized. Right in the middle of getting everything cleaned, we were informed that they wanted all of our material put in the underground parking garage. So really thankful we have that Bobcat with forks because it's small and nimble and can get around. Because I mean, that was a ton of material to get moved off the sidewalks and put in the underground parking garage. So.
Got the big telehandler on the job site for moving materials around, and it was actually a really difficult maneuver to even get that telehandler through the overhead door, because the overhead door is in the alley and that machine is huge and the pallets that we're carrying are huge. So we figured out a way to, just kind of bring that material close with the big telehandler, and then we brought over our little Bobcat to move the stuff inside, and that system seemed to work pretty good.
That ended up taking probably half the day getting everything cleaned up, but job site looks really great now. We got our Northern Lights project started in Fargo, which is really exciting. We're doing this inside courtyard area, like 4 sides, like 4 stories, doing this Vesta metal product. It's gonna be really cool once we get that finished. The crews have been kicking butt out there. Any temperature, like when we were there shooting, it was like frigid cold, but they're just really dedicated and getting it done. So can't wait to see progress on that one. It's been a really fun fall and winter so far. Watford City Church and First Street Lofts and Touchmark, I mean, they're really big projects, and they keep us really busy, and it's fun to do that work, and I'm just really thankful that we get the opportunity to do these jobs. And I think they're turning out great. Little ways to go on a few of them, but it's really exciting stuff, and we're having a good time.